Hello everyone, and welcome to Swim with the Whales Map 2, Ride the Dolphins. And here we have a most peculiar start, an RNG fight right off the bat. Essentially, you need to make sure the Cyber Demon shoots. How you make sure is by getting lucky. Quite unfortunate. Although I believe this is my 6th attempt, and that's pretty good considering that it's the only attempt that made it past the start. Guess I'm just getting better. Sometimes you have to shoot them if they get too close though. It's just how things work. It's gonna take a while for that Baron to die, so let's speed things up so I don't waste your time. I guess something I should mention while we're at it, and while I'm being nervous and slow about getting the plasma, is that the way I've recolored things is quite interesting actually. Everything is red. This includes things like green and blue armor. Blue armor is now red, and green armor is dark gray. You can see the green armor by the Cyber Demon over there, which I just picked up. It was dark gray. Now this section. Essentially all I'm trying to do is not get hit. Although this is a pretty interesting demo, it's very entertaining for one specific reason. There's a lot of close calls, and while you may think that what's happening right now is a close call, you haven't seen anything yet. Because we can get a lot closer, and we will in just about a second. See? Once everything is dead, it is best to hit this switch. Once you ascend this elevator, you can grab the red soul sphere and kill this archvile that I forgot to kill while I was on the floor, but I guess this is more efficient. Less time spent down there. Faster, probably. When you hit that switch, it lowers those walls, and when you run over and get the rocket launcher, it opens more walls, including a wall with a Cyber Demon and an archvile. But you can just run in here, and yet again we have to wait, so I'm going to speed things up again. You just want to sort of defend your little area right here. If anything tries to come in, kill it. Now it looks like almost everything is dead, so I make a run for it. Unfortunately, a pain elemental is still alive, so that's my first priority, killing it. Here's another of the Cyber Demon cleanup fights. Once again, I'm doing a lot of speeding up this demo. A lot of parts like this. Now, this is a secret. And it's not just any secret, it's a secret that has a secret within it. As you'll see right now. When you hit this switch, it doesn't just lower the elevator, it lowers this switch as well, which allows you to open the chain gunners and yet another pain elemental. It's surprising that I managed to get it on the first try, because in practice I was not so consistent. But that's just a little bit of the luck that's in this demo. The luck that's on my side this time. Now here we have a blue armor, otherwise known as a red armor, at least with my bloody resource that I set up for this. There's a revenant behind this wall. Beware, unless you want to take unnecessary damage. There's going to be a switch right there later. That area I was just looking at. That's why I was checking. This area can be easily dispatched with the rocket launcher and a good dose of running away. If you can run, then you can live. Just make sure to not get blasted by some archvile fire. I was gonna go up the lift, but then I saw 2 cacodemons rather than the one I thought there was, so I changed my mind about that particular idea. However, it was only a delay, not a stopping of operations. Watch out for these chain gunners, I always forget about them, so hopefully at my expense you won't. We'll be back there later, but first we have to do the other wing. Up this elevator, there are people who need to die. Your main priority in this fight is the archvile. Beyond that, take care of the pain elementals because you can just hide from all of the freaking chain gunners. And luckily for me, most of the chain gunners massacred themselves. There's a secret switch up there, and that allows you to get at something very useful. Extra health. And also this nice looking terrain. This next fight is pretty interesting, I would say. You've got 2 archviles and a bunch of cacodemons, as well as a wall of revenants and some barons. Personally, I go for the cacodemons first. I figure it's best to kill the archviles as soon as possible, so I'm going to take away their meat shields. Now, I've basically won the fight. However, these barons still exist, and that is irreconcilable. But now that they're gone, I can cut through the revenants like a disgruntled postal worker. And from there, I can move on to yet another fight. This one in an ominous looking area. Taking out the chain gunners, again, is a good idea. And then the Revenant snipers. Then you can just shoot these guys from a safe distance. Although beware, the gray liquid, or dark gray more like, is very much damaging. And being damaged is never a good thing. Once I hit that switch, I run away. Because running is sometimes a good idea. What the point of this is to lure all the pain elementals to a closer position so I don't have to deal with them firing at me from many angles. Unfortunately, they still can fire at me from multiple angles, but just not as many as before. Now this area, it's very lethal if you don't know what you're doing. But I do know what I'm doing. I want the chain gunners dead, and then I want the Archvile dead. Then I just need the Hell Knights to die. But that doesn't mean I can't spice things up with a little incompetence. This area isn't all too dangerous. However, it doesn't mean that you should be complacent. I find that in this area, you just want to take no risks. Only shoot when you are absolutely sure that you will not get hit. And never make any risky moves, because it'll probably cost you some. During this encounter, I was trying to focus on one Cyber Demon so that I could cull the herd quicker and have to deal with less of them. However, that didn't really happen this time because these guys were teleporting around like crazy. Now it's time to go back to the area from before. However, I'm on a bit low health, so I might want to look back for stuff. I can't quite remember what I did. Well, here's the invulnerability secret. I want it for this next fight. Jump down and then run to the switch and kill the Archvile as soon as possible. Not Archvile, Archviles. Fortunately, in yet another stroke of luck, I managed to kill them all, even before running out of my limited rocket supply. Usually I want at least double as many rockets as I had here. I'm also lucky I didn't get hit by that imp. This is a very luck-focused run, I'd say. Although it's not entirely dependent on luck. If it was fully dependent on luck, then it would have taken a whole lot longer than 6 attempts. Now, the Spider Demon. Here's another time when I'm going to speed things up, so that I don't waste your time. whoever you are. Viewer. Unfortunately, I'm at quite low health, lower than I'd want to be. And the next fight is one in which taking damage is quite likely. So that causes me to backtrack. I pretty much search through the entire map looking for stuff that I don't end up finding. So I just go back and continue. Now, my strategy here is to kill the Archviles as soon as possible, although unfortunately I waste my health that I have, my very limited health that is. Now, I stand on this teleporter to try and stop things from teleporting in. However, I'm saying however quite a lot. Unfortunately, I'm forced to move because I have no health. And having no health is a trend that's going to continue. So I decide to hide behind this stairway to secrets. And from there, I cautiously survey the area to try and prevent any possible survivors from killing me in my weakened state. Fortunately, there is armor still to be had. Unfortunately, there isn't much health left in this map. I've used almost all of it up. And now I get to do the final secret, as well as the final enemies. And that also gives me a computer area map, which is practically useless to me, considering that I already know the entire map. This final area, just try not to fall off, because if you fall off, then you've got a protective barrier around the edge, but if you fall off of that, then you're dead. Anyways, that was Ride the Dolphins. A truly enjoyable experience, I would say, except for the RNG fight at the beginning, of course. I'd say that the most difficult part of this map is probably, I guess, the Spider Demon fight and the Cyber Demon fight on conveyors. However, all of this pales in comparison to the next map, Map 3. Map 3 is going to be quite the ordeal, and the next Swim with the Whales video you see me in will be it, because there's not many other options. So, it's almost time for me to surmount my greatest challenge yet, as far as I'm concerned. So goodbye, have a good day, and I'll be back after Map 7 of Stardate 20x6.